Greetings everyone, this is Sayo the Terror of Death 99, aka the Black Cobra, and I'm back for some more of Phoenix, I should say Apollo Justice Anthology. We're playing Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies. Now, when we last left off, we had actually found out that Athena's friend Juniper was actually being framed for a crime she did not commit. It was actually a murder case, and the courtroom she was actually in was actually destroyed by a bomb, and one of the police officers was actually killed in the explosion. And I'm definitely thinking that, in fact, I know that somebody was actually involved in the explosion. It was not Juniper. I'm definitely thinking somebody was trying to frame her. As for who, that we're going to find out today. Let's continue, shall we? She believes that the reason Apollo was attacked is because he was helping her look for something in the courtroom. Oh? Guess I could see why she thinks that. By the way, how are you doing, Athena? Yeah, you. I know you're concerned about Miss Woods, but are you alright? Somehow I don't think it's as easy as she makes it sound. But there's no denying she's a real trooper. Apollo doesn't remember a thing, does he? Now, the other thing I forgot to mention, Apollo Justice got attacked by somebody in the courtroom that was actually destroyed by the explosion. He's alright, but we still don't know who attacked him. Most likely it was somebody, it was the same person who actually killed the police officer and destroyed the courtroom. As for who it was, that we don't know. We're gonna find that out today. He can't remember anything. He can't recall anything from the time right before he was assaulted. Nothing about what he was doing in courtroom number 4, that was a courtroom that was destroyed, or who had assaulted him. The doctor said it was probably due to that hit he took in the head. Assaulted in the court of law and losing your memory of that. I know how that feels. That is an interesting question. That we still don't know, but I'm definitely thinking it was the same person who attacked, and look, I should say tried to frame Juniper Woods, and actually killed the police officer who was actually trying to help. Now, Athena. I thought you said you were in control of your emotions. Now, one more thing I should mention. See that little necklace thing that Athena's actually wearing around her neck? That is actually not a necklace, technically. It's actually a little device that can actually detect a person's emotions. Apollo's assailant can wait until after we clear Junie's name. That's the spirit. Now let's see. I better check the courtroom the court record one more time before the trial starts. Alright. Let's get ready to rumble. Here we go. With everything that happened with Apollo, I didn't have time for a proper investigation. I can't let that stop me, though. I have to get the story for Miss Wood's sake, as well as Apollo's. Alright, let's begin. December 18th, 9:50 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 5. Day 2. Court is now in session. All rise. Court will now convene for the trial of Miss Juniper Woods. Now, first things first. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the court record one more time. Here's the victim of the murder. A blow to the head. It looked like some debris actually hit her in the head after the explosion. Cause of death: trauma to the back of the head caused by impact with a flat object. Time of death between 8 and 11 a.m. This is a copy of what the explosive looked like. Phony fancy tale. A piece of the stuffed animal that the bomb was inserted into. The defendant's fingerprints were found on it. Missing remote switch. That was the detonator. A switch that starts the time bomb's countdown. It was stolen just before the blast and is now missing. Now, what we don't know, there are a few things. First thing, we don't know who actually stole the remote switch, and the other thing is who actually reset the bomb before it exploded. That's something not easy to do. Personally, I actually think it was somebody who is experienced with explosives. That's the only way that someone could actually do that. The bomb transport case. The case Tonette and Detective Army transported the bomb in. Tonette has the key. Anyway, let's continue, shall we? Ah, Mr. Payne. He is actually Winston Payne's younger brother. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Now then, I believe I instructed the prosecution no further during the investigation. Were you able to locate the remote switch in question? So the remote switch is still missing. I must say I'm disappointed, Mr. Payne. Not angry, just disappointed. Aha! Looks like the prosecution is just as unprepared as I am. There is a separate matter, however, that I would like to bring up during this trial. A separate matter? What would that be? I assume you are aware that another incident occurred during yesterday's trial. Yes, that was the attack and near murder of Apollo Justice. Why is he bringing that up? At the time of the attack, Mr. Justice was not alone. He was with the defendant, Miss Juniper Woods. He isn't going where I think he's going with this, is he? Oh, here we go. Prosecution wishes to indict Miss Woods, on the charge of Mr. Justice's assault. No. No. I don't think so. Mr. Payne, the incident under deliberation here is the courtroom's bombing. The assault on Mr. Justice has nothing to do with this trial. Oh, here we go. I believe there is a connection between this case and Mr. Justice's assault. No. Please take a moment to consider these facts. Both events occurred in courtroom number 4. This is the location in courtroom number 4 where the unconscious Mr. Justice was discovered. As you can see, it is quite close to where Detective Army's body was found. Courtroom number 4 diagram added to the court record. A diagram of the courtroom as it was when Apollo Justice was discovered after the assault. The question is, why did the culprit feel the need to maliciously attack Mr. Justice? What do you believe their motive to be, Mr. Payne? I believe Mr. Justice found something in that courtroom while Miss Woods was with him. Evidence that figures her as the perpetrator of the bombing. No. Incriminating evidence. He did say he was actually trying to do that. He was trying to find new evidence. But I'm not buying it. Miss Woods actually attacking Mr. Justice? I'm not buying it.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. Juniper would never do such a thing. She was devastated when she found Apollo hurt like that. It is the prosecution's belief that by deliberating on Mr. Justice's assault, we will draw ever closer to the truth of the courtroom bombing itself. What? Miss Woods is hereby officially indicted on the charge of assaulting Mr. Justice. I'm not buying it. What? Why are you listening to Mr. Toupee over there? Although, considering our conversation yesterday... I think Apollo might have figured something out. Wonder what it was. He told me I'm gonna look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper. Maybe the two incidences really are related after all. I'd like to start by hearing from the defendant herself. Very well. Bailiff, please bring Miss Woods to the witness stand. Miss Woods. Guess she's still really upset about Apollo. Miss Woods, you went to the rooms of courtroom number 4, Mr. Justice, did you not? If you would then please testify about what happened to the court. I should say what happened in the courtroom. Along with Apollo. During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a coughing fit. Apollo stayed with me, and we went to the courtroom rooms together. But then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony. Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4. I swore I did not attack Apollo. Why would I ever hurt such a kind person? So Mr. Justice stayed by your side while you were feeling unwell? An admirable young man. I thought his loud voice was his only outstanding feature. He may look like a little imp at times, but Apollo can be really nice as well. I hope she didn't hear her wrist backhanding that one out. But one has to wonder, why would Mr. Justice stay behind the ruins? I think Apollo might have found something out. Figured something out. Mainly, possibly finding new evidence. I'm thinking that is why he was attacked. In fact, I know that's why he was attacked. Like I said, though, earlier, we still don't know who was behind the attack of Apollo Justice. Like I said, though, we're definitely going to find that out today. Something to do with the courtroom bombing, kind of something, I think. A very big kind of something indeed. I believe so. He mentioned looking for some evidence when I was called away.
Objection!
So there is a connection between the two incidents. The defendant has told a very big lie, Your Honor. A lie? What kind of lie? No. When she learned Mr. Justice would be looking for evidence, she attacked him. I don't buy it. She attacked him to give herself the chance to destroy that evidence. I don't buy it.
Objection!
No. No. Miss Woods repaid Mr. Justice's kindness with violence. We found the proof of a foul deed there in the courtroom rooms. What the hell? I'm not buying it. Somebody framed him. And her, for that matter. I'm not buying it. No. I'm not buying it. Somebody tried to frame her. I submit that Mr. Justice left us with the name of his attacker before he fainted. No, I'm not buying it. One simple answer, Athena. He didn't. When we discovered Apollo yesterday, we didn't even have a chance to rush over to him. As soon as security heard Athena's scream, they ran in and cordoned off the area. After that, they were there in courtroom number 4 with Apollo the whole time. We couldn't investigate anything ourselves and had to leave everything to the police. Still, I never thought that they would find some bloody writing there. Gladly, Your Honor. And I'm gonna find out who actually framed her for attacking Apollo Justice. During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a coughing fit. Apollo stayed with me and we went to the courtroom rooms together.
Hold it!
Hold it! Why exactly did you go to the courtroom ruins? Went to her medicine. Stop my coughing. Medicine? Why would your medicine be in courtroom number 4? Dropped in the heat of the moment. Bum Rap Wright. He was keeping my medicine safe for me. There's a little compartment that I can put things in. I gotta take a look at something. Let's see. And Phony Fanty has the same type of pocket. That's where the bomb was inserted. Hold on a sec. Let's see something. Let's see what we got here. Looks like the explosion actually happened before 9 a.m. as you can see. Either that or it was planted right before 9 a.m. I put my medicine for my coughing fits inside a bum wrap Riney. When I told Apollo about it, he said he'd help me go look for him. There was so much rubble in there. I was worried, but there was no rubble or anything in front of the witness stand. So when we got inside, Apollo went straight there. Let's see what we got here. It's nice of him to do that for me, in spite of all his injuries. Now, one thing I forgot to... Not sure if I mentioned this or not, but Juniper Woods actually lives in a forest. The way she makes some sound, you think Apollo is some kind of ancient god. Wait. So that's why you went to the ruins, you see. It seems to be quite an important fact. Please add it to your testimony, Miss Woods. Paul started looking for Bum Rap Riney near the witness stand when there was no rubble. a second one. Paul started looking for Bumrap Riney near the witness stand where there was no rubble. I'm not buying it. No.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. So he started his search with the witness stand, you see. That's right. I guess maybe he wanted to start from the furthest point in the room. He's being so brave and strong. But that's odd. Under the circumstances, he shouldn't have been capable of that. No, that's not the part I'm finding fault with. What you're claiming is something that no one should have been able to do. And in fact, take a look at this. As you can see, there is rubble right near the witness stand. True, anyone can be brave and kind, but if you would please take a look at this diagram. With the courtroom in this state, how was it possible to walk up to the witness stand? The rubble blocks off access to the area around the witness stand. Bingo! There you go. Right there on the left. Oh, yes it does, Mr. Payne. Was it really impossible to approach the witness stand? Yes, it was. I'd say it's a bit hard to tell with any accuracy from just this diagram. Mr. Payne, do you have any other photos of the crime scene? Let's see what we got here. A more pulled back version of the photo I presented before. What's that hunk of metal on wheels? Mr. Payne, is that metallic object in the photo Miss Tonade's bomb transport case? That transport case was there in courtroom number 4 when the bomb went off. Bingo. Miss Woods, have you remembered something? Its position, it's different from before. The position of what? I would assume the bomb transport case she's referring to. Bingo! Right there. It's got the wheels and everything. The bomb transport case? Yeah, so when Apollo and I went there, it was in a different place. Where the case is in the photo was open space, so it was easy to search the stand. I see. So where was the transport case when you and Mr. Justice saw it? Right there! As I recall, it's more to the right. That, my friends, is the witness stand. Right there. To the right. And that means, in that case, the case was over there at the time of Apollo's attack. Who cares what the transport case, where the transport case was when? Everybody should. What difference does it make? I think it makes a huge difference.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor! Where the transport case was has everything to do with this discussion. In fact, it's so important that it's enough to turn the prosecution's argument on its ear. Yes, Your Honor. This diagram represents the crime scene as shown in the photo. And this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault on Mr. Justice. Alright, I have this. The bomb transport case was here at the time of Apollo's attack. Bingo!
Take that!
Right there! Your Honor, I assert that this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault. Inconceivable? I think not. Miss Woods, was this where the transport case was when you saw it? Thank you, Miss Woods. I'm sure the court has noted an interesting fact about this position. Bingo! The transport case covers up the writing in blood. Exactly. If the transport case was in the position at the time of the assault, then no message could have been written there because the case was in its way. Which leads us to conclude that Mr. Justice couldn't have left that bloody writing.
Objection!
Uh-oh, he's sweating. Why should we believe the defendant's claim that the case was in a different position? Because she did not commit the crime. Either of them. She's obviously lying? I think not.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor! The fact that the case was moved after the assault on Mr. Justice is proved by more than Miss Woods' testimony alone. It's right here in the crime photo. Gladly. Oh, I know exactly where it was.
Take that!
Right here. Please take a look at the mark that runs over Mr. Justice's bandages here. This mark was made by one of the casters from the transport case carrying the bomb. As the case was moved, it ran over his bandages. In other words, the transport case was originally to the right of Mr. Justice. Then after Mr. Justice was assaulted, the transport case was moved. Just as Miss Woods said, the case was covering the writing at the time of the assault. Therefore, it was impossible for Mr. Justice to have left the message in blood. That should bring down the prosecution's claim like a house of cards. Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing but pure genius. Take that. What do you have to say about that, Mr. Payne? Yes? What is it, Your Honor? If Mr. Justice did not leave the message in blood, then who did? That is something we don't know. At least not yet. Like I said, though, we are going to find that out today. Bluffing my way? I think not. What a... Hey, until that judge asked the question, You didn't catch me on either, Buster. One moment, everyone. Who could have written the message in blood? It's obviously it was the culprit. If it wasn't Apollo, who could have left that funny message?
Take that!
To be honest, I don't have any real proof of this. But I've come this far, there's no turning back now. Besides Apollo, there was one more person who shed blood at this crime scene. Oh, but I do. I believe it was Candace Army who left behind this message of blood.
Objection!
Ridiculous assertion? Oh, we'll see about that. At first glance, that would seem to be the most reasonable explanation. However, Apollo didn't shed enough blood to write such an extensive message. Indeed, even the photo makes it clear that there wasn't enough blood to write all those letters. And Mr. Justice did survive. I suppose he didn't bleed it very extensively in that case. That is a good question there, Mr. Payne. Why would Detective Army write the defendant's name? The investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and the defendant. They never even met each other. That is very true. Well then, let's see. Then maybe the intended meaning of the message is not what it appears to be. Exactly. The intended meaning. Maybe the message was not intended to be Woods. To assert that this bloody writing could have some other meaning? Oh yes. Yes, Your Honor. There's something I pulled out of a wormhole. It could turn out to be true, right?
Objection!
Indeed. I'm aware of that, Mr. Payne. The writing could have multiple meanings. Hello.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. But Candace Army was a detective. Maybe Woods also only means something to the police. Like a police scanner code, for example. Sure about that? Speaking figuratively, Mr. Payne. They can't substantiate it with anything. They must end things here. No. What is the true meaning of the bloody writing? What I'm thinking maybe the detective was actually looking for help before she was actually killed. Maybe it means something in another language, or perhaps a code. What piece of evidence would tell us what the word woods really means? Wait a second. The transport case. Take a look at this. Right there. There's your code.
Take that!
Take that. Take a look at the numbers on this case, Your Honor. L10015R. Doesn't this string look vaguely familiar? Everything. Now please look at the bloody writing shown in the crime photo. Bingo! Or you could say it's a horse of a different color, Your Honor. The first character is not a W. It's actually an L and a 1. The next two are zeros. Bingo. The true meaning behind the bloody writing is not Miss Woods' name. It's the number engraved on this bomb transport case.
Objection!
Sure about that, Mr. Payne?
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. The number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This is how the number on the transport case can be made to match the bloody writing. Simple. Erase the 2 lines. Please erase the third downward stroke with the W and the curved part of the D. Right there! L10015. There you go. And in fact, check this out. Right there! L10015R. And look what that is, right there. Underneath the rubble. It's an R. Yes! L1001S. There you go. No! It isn't meant to be read as a word. L10015. Which, if you take away the final R, it's the same exact number as the one that's on the bomb transport case. Sure about that, Mr. Payne? That would be only removing one letter. Detective Army's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. Your Honor, the 2 lines were added by the real culprit to initially mislead people. Intentionally mislead people. Mislead people, I should say. The original message Detective Army left behind was the transport case number. But whoever assaulted Apollo changed the message. That's a good question there, Athena. What does this number represent? Right there! Bingo! Candace Army lost her life in a courtroom bombing. Her dying message could only have one purpose. To tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing. Gladly, Your Honor.
Take that!
The defense wishes to indict Mr. Ted Toney on the charge of the courtroom bombing. Apparently, disabling bombs isn't Mr. Toney's only specialty. Somehow, the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. So when she was caught in the blast, she left her bomb transport case number, his bomb transport case number, as her dying message. She used Mr. Toney's own ID number to finger him for the
Objection!
Maybe because she didn't know his actual name? His last name? He's got a good point there. Not only Detective Army would know the answer to that, but allow me to offer a theory. Perhaps Detective Army couldn't recall Mr. Toney's name in the heat of the moment. As I recall, this was the first meeting between the two. It's entirely possible they wouldn't have been familiar with each other. Or maybe using the ID number was a way to hide a true meaning as the real culprit, thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing. But no matter what the reason, the important thing is the meaning behind her message. The fact remains, she wrote Mr. Toney's ID number.
Objection!
Sure about that there, Mr. Payne? Bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast. Yes, I'm aware of that. If Detective Army had left the message, it should have been found after—
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. Naturally, Mr. Toney had hid it before anyone could discover it. And there's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so. Mr. Toney was able to cover the message up because he's the first to find the body, anyone? And there you go. First person to discover the bloody writing was Mr. Toney himself. I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. There you go. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body. When Mr. Toney saw that the victim had written his ID number, he used the bomb transport case to cover up the bloody writing as a stopgap measure. And there you go. He didn't have enough time to try and scribble away the writing. If he didn't report the body right away, he would look suspicious. So those letters lived on to serve another function when Mr. Toney used them in another incident. Bingo! the assault on Mr. Justice. He was the one who attacked him. Mr. Tony hit upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purposes. So he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it by adding 2 lines to the writing that Mr. Army, I should say Detective Army, left behind. He changed the meaning of the message. He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Miss Woods of the attack. The only person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom bomber, who was the same person that assaulted Mr. Justice. And that person is Ted Tonate. Mr. Payne, please have Mr. Tonate take the witness stand. You're doing what I do best. I finally drawn Mr. Tony back onto the witness stand. Looks like you'll get your wish, Goggle Man. Now watch me take your lies apart. Mr. Tony, I'm afraid we have a few more questions for you.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. I wasn't laughing I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Mr. Tony. The message of blood matches your ID number. The same ID number that is there on the bomb transport case. Far-fetched theory? I think not. You were the first person on the scene after Detective Army left their message in blood. You were the only one who could have hidden the bloody writing, and then used it again later. The best way to prove that Detective Army wrote that message is to, I would say, analyze the handwriting. Allegations all laughable? I think not. Your Honor, I request that a DNA test be performed on the blood itself. Once we know whose it is, it'll be obvious as to who wrote the message. Bailiff, please put in a request for a DNA test with the forensic team. It'll be some time before we have the results of the analysis. Until then, let's hear more from the witness. Ridiculous theory? We'll see about that. After the explosion. I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. There was nobody writing there at the time. I think not. Anyway, there was no way Detective Army could have written it. She struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the bloody message was found. So you're saying that the victim's body was nowhere near where the writing was? Actually, you know what? Let's take a quick look here. Let's see, do we have... Okay. Looks like it doesn't show exactly where she is. That's plain to say that she could have not have written it. I disagree. Yes, I know that. I've seen the photo multiple times. There is blood on the rubble near the victim's body. Yes, I know that. You know what? Let's take a quick look. Oops, wrong one. Okay, so it was blood on the rubble. She must have died after hitting her head there. Okay, that's an updated photo. Crime scene photo of the aftermath of the courtroom number 4 bombing and the victim. Gladly, Your Honor. Infallible testimony apart. Gladly. Oh, we'll see about that. After the explosion. I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. Let's see what we got here. I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. But there was nobody writing there at the time. Anyway, there was no way the Detective Army could have written it. She had struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. I'm not buying it.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor! You're a terrible liar, Mr. Take a look at this autopsy, specifically the part about Detective Army's head injury. Cause of death: trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object. Now take a good look at the bloody piece of rubble. It's sharp and pointed. Indeed. That is very true. The meaning of the contradiction? I believe it means that the victim did not hit her head on this piece of rubble. The blood stain you see is just another fabrication. Its purpose is to mislead us into thinking the victim died near the courtroom entrance. Yes, I am, Mr. Payne. Yes, I am. Yes, I am claiming that the culprit moved the victim's body. And it's very easy, and he could have very easily done so because he was the first person at the crime scene after the explosion. That's exactly what I'm claiming. The victim hit her head at some other location. Most likely on the floor or some other flat objects. And this location was found near where the bloody writing was found. In this case, she definitely could have written that message. Indeed there, Athena. I has the results of the bloodstain analysis. Let's see what we have here. Let's see. According to this report, the message was written in Detective Army's blood. Bingo! And as the defense claims, only the parts of the message that were added afterwards were written in Mr. Justice's blood. It would appear that defense's assertion is correct after all. I thought so. In fact, let's take a quick look. Okay. I'll take a good look at the bloody writing analysis later. Ooh. Oh, he's starting to sweat. We know what that means. Mr. Tony, is it now apparent that you have told several lies to this court? I hope you'll have some kind of explanation for yourself. You will? Then why are you so calm? Then do so. Before I force you to. The truth. It is true that Detective Army wrote my ID number. She very plainly wrote L10015R. I was shocked. But I did not detonate the bomb. I disagree. Detective Army must have mistaken me for the real bomber. No. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the bloody writing. My bad. No. I disagree. I disagree. that in and itself is a criminal act. Everyone, for any of you who are not familiar with the law, that is a little thing called perjury. Lying under oath, that, my friends, is perjury, which is a felony. So even if he did not commit the murder, which of course he did, he could still go to jail because of that. Gladly, Your Honor. As well as moving the detective's body, that is also a felony. So even if he did not commit the murder, he still committed 2 felonies. It is true that Detective Army wrote my ID number. She very plainly wrote L10015R. I was shocked. I'm not buying it.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. I just want to make doubly sure that L1001 5R is really when you saw written in blood. But that's odd, because that's not what I see.
Objection!
You really want to know that, Mr. Payne? Very well. I'll gladly explain it then. Take a good look at the photo in the bloody writing analysis. Now tell me, does it really say L10015R? Ah! Something is missing, isn't it? And that something is the final R. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Tonate? He's lying. Agreed there, Athena. You have something for me, Athena? Extremely agitated, almost panicked? I agree. Yeah. He does look pretty flustered. I would say that's a huge understatement as well. I don't know. Did he really make a typo? I do not think so. And in fact, he did actually see it. In fact, let's take one more look at the. Let's take another look at it. The Apollo assault photo, that is. Let's take a look. Right there. Take a look at the right-hand side. Right underneath the piece of rubble. You can actually see it. You can't see it too well, but that definitely is an R. Maybe Mr. Tony really did see the R. But there's no R anywhere in the bloody writing. What's going on here? That's because it's hidden right underneath the rubble. Oh, yes. Now that I take another good look at the photo, I think maybe that's it. Oh, yes. I've got it. So that's what happened. A slip of the finger? Is that really all it was? Because I don't think so. I propose that Mr. Tony really did see the letter R. It's right there. Right there underneath the piece of rubble. No, Your Honor. Actually, just the opposite is true. The photo shows that Mr. Tony actually could have seen the R. Gladly, Your Honor. I'll be glad to show you. Right over here.
Take that!
Right there. Please look here. To the right of the 5. Do you see a little bit of red? That's the R that Mr. Tony saw.
Objection!
Oh, yes it does, Mr. Payne.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. But what Mr. Tony saw was not just a little smudge. There was a whole and complete R written there. Before the floor was damaged before the explosion. Gladly there, Athena. As well as you, Your Honor. Yup. Because that's the way it actually went down. It was the complete opposite. The timing of when the R was written turns everything about this case completely around. Now then, if the floor was damaged by the explosion, when was the message written? One simple way. It was before the explosion, not after. With the bloody message running off the edge of the damaged floor like that, we can only conclude that it was written before the explosion. Oh, I'm quite aware of that, Your Honor. That's right, it does. In fact, it turns everything upside down. The victim was not killed by the explosion in the courtroom. She was killed by before the explosion ever occurred. Preposterous claim, Mr. Payne? I think not. Oh, I'm quite aware of that. I'm quite aware of that. That the victim's body was found at the scene of the explosion. That doesn't mean she was killed by the explosion, though.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. True, but consider this scenario. She was hit on the head and killed before the explosion, or even before the trial began. Her body was subsequently placed in the courtroom ruins after the bombing occurred. That way, it could be made to look like she was a victim of the blast. Indeed, it does sound like what we had. Better look what the victim was doing before the trial. Mr. Payne, did anyone see Mr. Army, Detective Army, before the trial? Gotcha! Gotcha! I would now ask the court to recall something. Specifically, Mr. Tonate's words from yesterday. It was when Detective Army and I were transporting the bomb. Mr. Tonate, just before the trial, you were with the victim. The two of you were together at the scene of the crime, courtroom number 4. Your Honor, the defense requests new testimony from Mr. Tonate. We wish to hear what he has to say about his whereabouts just before the trial. Mr. Tonate, your testimony, please. Oh, he's in a panic. He doesn't even know what he's talking about.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. You and the victim were alone together at the scene of the crime. In other words, you certainly had the opportunity to commit murder, did you not?
Objection!
Oh, don't you dare tisk me there, Mr. Payne. What now, Mr. Payne? Yes, Mr. Tonate may have had the opportunity to kill Detective Army, but an important piece of your assertion is missing. And that would be what, Mr. Payne. I think we already have what the murder weapon was. And in fact, I think we already have it. This. The bomb transport case, everyone. Actually, you know what? I think we already know. Actually, it's not that. It would be this. The missing remote switch. We still have not been able to find it either. And I think I know who actually has it. I think it is Mr. Tonate who does. What do you claim it was used to kill the victim? That is true. He does have a point. Well, Mr. Tonate? Sure about that? Did he really have nothing he could use as a murder weapon? What is it, Athena? Just looking over the victim's autopsy report. Wait a second. Bingo! Take a look at this, everyone. Cause of death, trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object. Take a look at the missing remote switch. That looks like it has a flat surface. Would you agree? Well, it does say that she died from trauma to the back of the head with a flat object. And with that kind of injury, all you need is a flat surface. A heavy blunt object with a flat surface could definitely be a murder weapon. I believe I can, Your Honor. Believe is the key word here. Oh, you better believe it. Gladly, Your Honor. Wait a minute. Oh, I know exactly what it was that killed her. And in fact, it's right here. Right there. The stuffed animal. It was hidden inside a stuffed animal and can be detonated remotely.
Take that!
Take that. Mr. Tony, you said you didn't have anything that could be used as a weapon. But in fact, you had the perfect thing. You had this. The bomb blast? No. But I believe Candace's army was killed with this bomb. Because this is the blunt object that delivered the fatal blow to her head. Please recall the description of Detective Army's head wound. Trauma to back of head caused by impact with a flat object. We assume that this injury was sustained when her head hit the floor. But a blow from any flat side of this bomb would produce the exact same wound pattern. I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Mr. Tony. I don't have anything decisive. He's right. You know what? Let's take a look. I don't see anything. Unless it's on the back, which we cannot see, at least not right now. I don't see any blood or anything. Like I said, the only... Oh, wait a second. The timer display is a little broken here. You know what? Let's see. Right there! Right on the bottom. Right near the bottom of the bomb. The timer. That is what killed her. There you go. That's definitely a distinct possibility. But unless we find a fragment with the victim's blood on it, it's not gonna count. By setting up the bomb, Tony managed to obliterate all traces of the murder weapon. At times like this, I've got to change gears and look at things in a different way. Instead of looking for the things he wasn't able to hide, I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. Wait a sec. Right there. It has a storage compartment. That's where it must be. Ted Tony murdered Detective Army before the trial started. Then he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off. Which means that there was something he needed to keep hidden until then. And I think I know just the thing. Time to present the photo that shows exactly what Mr. Tony had to hide. Wait a sec. Let's take a look here. Right there! Take that. Your Honor, there is something we've been overlooking. All of us. If the murder took place before the trial, then Mr. Tony would have had to hide the body somewhere during the trial. Exactly. We might be able to find some evidence we can pin him down with. So where could Mr. Tony have hidden the body during the trial? Oh, I know exactly what it was. That would be the bomb transport case.
Take that!
Take that. Wait, a box big enough for a body. A box that was in the courtroom the whole time. A box nobody would touch if they thought there was a bomb inside of it. Mr. Tony. Oh, no I do not. You're the one who's gonna show it to me though. You heard me. Now! Show me what's inside the bomb transport case. Sure about that? Oh, I got him now. Just before the trial, you killed the victim with a blunt object. Then you placed her body in the ruins of the courtroom after the bomb went off. Clearly, you were trying to make it look like she died in the explosion. But where was the body hidden during the trial? The answer is right here. Inside a box made of thick alloy plating that could withstand any impact. False? I think not. If it's false, you should have no objections to showing us your transport case. So let's open it up and take a look inside, shall we? What is he up to now? What? What? That's not a training model. That's not a fake. That's a real one. That's not a crazy story there, Mr. Payne. No one opened the stuffed animal to check. So he's had a real bomb on him this entire time? That's not a real one. That's a fake. Nope. Hold it! You're not going anywhere, Ted Tonate. Your Honor, there's no reason to be afraid. That bomb is a fake. Oh, you didn't right, I'm sure. I'm not bluffing, and I have proof. Yes, Your Honor. It's right here in this photo of the bomb. Clear as day. Proof that Mr. Tonate's bomb is not the real one. Right there! The display for the timer on the bomb in the photo is broken. Most likely it broke when Mr. Tony used the bomb to attack Detective Army. But the display on the bomb in front of us is not broken. Therefore, it is not the real bomb. Mr. Tony was clearly lying when he said he switched out the bomb in a stuffed animal. The real one blew up in courtroom number 4. This bomb is nothing more than a fake, a model used for training purposes. Fear not, Your Honor. I will examine the inside of the bomb transport case myself. There's blood inside of it. Oh, you better believe it. Just as I expected. Your lies have been blown to bits, Mr. Tony. I'm confident DNA analysis on this blood scene will confirm that it's Detective Army's blood. And that those results will conclusively prove that you murdered Detective Army. How about it, Mr. Tony? Think you can dismantle this decisive evidence? Sure about that? Don't try to threaten us, Mr. Tony. I've already proved that your bomb is a fake. Sure about that? A mad bomber party of one. Then try it. And it was a fake, as I thought so. Selling bombs he disarmed on the black market. When I tried to take this one, she just had to notice, didn't she? Whoa. She confronted me in courtroom number 5 that day. 4, actually. Almost 5, I should say. That's why I had no choice. One sec, everyone. One moment, please. Trial was about to start, so I didn't have time to clean it up. Now all this. I thought for sure I could disguise her death with an explosion. Then that stupid defense attorney started sticking his nose into my business. He's referring to Apollo Justice. After my testimony yesterday, I went to court number 4 and He's the one who attacked Apollo, just as I thought. Ted Tony, you are hereby under arrest on suspicion of the courtroom bombing and the assault on Mr. Apollo Justice. Your innocence or guilt will be determined at a later trial. Now then, I see that members of the public have returned to the gallery. One person, however, seems to still be running far, far away. Be as it may, I will now announce Miss Juniper Woods' verdict. Not guilty. Court is adjourned. Indeed, Athena. Guess we managed to pull it off somehow. It just worked out that way, didn't it? That could explain her coughing fits. Oh, well, mystery we never got around to solving that. I was wondering about that too. Ah, yes. Missing remote switch.
Take that!
It's a pretty big thing to leave unsolved, though. Let's leave it up to the police to find. Now it should be solved until bringing our own not guilty verdict. And so the Corn bombing case came to a close. But the next trial was just over the horizon. There's never a dull moment with so many lawyers in the office, that's for sure. Apollo Justice, Athena Sykes, and me, Phoenix Wright. Between the three of us, there's no case we can't solve. When our powers combine, we're an unstoppable team. At least, that's what I believed. All that changed with what Apollo said to us that day. It was something that would put my faith in us to the ultimate test. Write anything agency.
Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence.
Wait, what do you mean by a leave?
Can you at least give me a reason why? I can only say that this is something I must settle on my own.
Oh, why, Apollo? Why are you shutting us out?
And that's the end of this case, everyone. I did say I was going to finish it up today. I did say I was going to finish up that case. That's exactly what I did. Episode 2, The Monstrous Turnabout.
Long, long ago, the nine-tailed fox defeated the evil Tenmataro and sealed the fallen demon away. To this day, it is said that he slumbers even still within the forbidden chamber.
Night, night, Alderman. Sweet dreams. At long last, the revival of Tenmataro is at hand.
few months prior to the courthouse bombing. Guess I'm a little early. Ah, Trucy. My name is Apollo Justice. I'm practicing law for about a year. I still have a lot to learn. This is the Wright Anything Agency. That's where I work. Don't let the name fool you. It's definitely a law agency. Don't forget, this place is a talent agency too, Polly. It's the law agency part of the office that's usually forgotten. This is Trucy Wright, a budding magician. Now, for any of you who have not played Dual Destinies, or for anyone who's not familiar with Trucy Wright is actually Phoenix Wright's younger sister. His daughter, actually. Is actually the adopted daughter of Phoenix Wright. Where is Mr. Wright anyway? An acquaintance. Nine Tails Vale, Yokai Lane. Nine Tails reminds me of Naruto. Well, everyone, that's all for now. I might come back a little bit later, and we'll actually get started on this case. Till next time, everyone, this has been the Sale of the Terror of Death 99, aka the Black Cobra, and I will catch you all later.